Welcome back to the Bird Nerd Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Rowe. January is a month of new beginnings. With the new year, a new list begins. I told my daughter the other day the best thing about a new year is that every bird is a new bird again. The fun thing is that you don't completely start all over. You now have the experience of the year before and now know what birds to expect throughout the year and how to identify them. This frees up time to study the ones you may have missed or groups that have been a challenge for you. This year, I plan to study my flycatchers and gulls more. These two groups have species in my area that I have yet to identify. I'm not convinced that it's not because they're present, but because I'm not confident in the diagnostic identifiers of each species in the group. This leads into the topic that I want to discuss in this episode. In Iowa, we host 7 species of woodpeckers. January is a great month to see them all. In this episode, I will discuss some of the key markings to look for when identifying these species. But first, events. Project Feeder Watch continues until April of 2026, and you can still join in the effort. Visit feederwatch.org for more information. Cornell Lab's Great Backyard Bird Count begins February 13th and runs through the 16th. To learn more and register to participate, check out birdcount.org. I will be hosting a Woodworking for Wildlife event at Jefferson County Park Nature Center on Friday, January 23rd from 5 to 7 p.m. We will be constructing nest platforms for American robins and discussing some of the other species that may provide nesting opportunities for. To register, check out jeffersoncountyconservation.com/events. Birdie Brunch will be held at the Jefferson County Park Nature Center on Monday, February 2nd from 10 to noon. We will be covering owl identifications and some of the amazing adaptations that this group of birds possess. If you have any events that you would like advertised on the Bird Nerd Podcast, please email arowphoto3@gmail.com and use subject line birding events. Nothing goes better with an early rise for a day of birding than a warm cup of coffee. It honestly may even be the official drink of the sport. But wouldn't it be great if you could support bird conservation while enjoying a mug? Birds and Beans Coffee thought so too. That's why they developed their Smithsonian bird-friendly, certified free trade, and USDA organic line of coffees. Not only do they adhere to the stringent regulations that qualify them for these certifications, but 5% of each bag of coffee sold goes directly back to conservation. I've personally been enjoying their Scarlet Tanager Dark Roast. The bold, smooth flavor holds hints of chocolate. Their 6 roasts come in 12-ounce, 2-pound, or 3-bag options. They offer a variety of grind options, and you can set your order to automatically renew to whatever frequency you think you may need more coffee. Their 3-bag option is a great way to order if you drink a lot of coffee. They also have a 50-pack of their Frack Packs, great for offices and people who look for convenience. So, if you'd like to support bird conservation while enjoying quality coffee on those early mornings out, check out birdsandbeanscoffee.com and order yours today. Also check out the Bird Nerd newsletter for a weekly Frack Pack giveaway. January is a great time of year to try and see all 7 species of woodpeckers that call Iowa home. Of those 7, only 1 is considered migratory. Today, I'd like to discuss their diagnostic identifiers to help you be able to identify them better. Let's begin with the smallest woodpecker species in Iowa, and likely the most common one, the downy woodpecker. Downy woodpeckers can be found in a wide variety of habitats, ranging from urban backyards to prairie edges and dense forests. This tiny woodpecker species is black and white speckled on the wings with a broad white stripe on its back and white belly. The male has a small red patch on the back of its head. We'll discuss a few more traits to identify this species with a later bird. Next in size is the yellow-bellied sapsucker. They are another small black and white speckled woodpecker. But what distinguishes them from the other small black and white speckled woodpeckers is their long white patch on their wing when perched. They are great botanists, relying on the nectar of fruit-producing trees, shrubs, and vines for their nutrition, and they create small round holes that can go completely around the tree trunk in a linear pattern. To round off our list of black and white speckled woodpeckers, and continue in size order, is the hairy woodpecker. The hairy looks like a large version of the downy woodpecker. What separates these two species, besides overall size, is the dark stripe on the back of the head of the hairy woodpecker that interrupts their white eye stripe. On the downy, this eye stripe continues completely around the head. The hairy is also lacking black spots on the outer rectrices that are present on the downy. They can also be distinguished by call and bill size, but these traits are less reliable to the beginning birder. The red-headed woodpecker gets us out of the black and white speckled species, although they are overall mostly black and white with a bright red head. The young birds of this species may have a brown, gray, or black head. This bird is split in half on the back, with the top part being black and the lower half solid white. They sport a white belly and are very distinct and obvious when you see them. The red-bellied woodpecker is named for a much less obvious feature than the red-headed, and is often confused with this species by non-birders. It sports a reddish-orange nape, which extends all the way to the beak in males, and a black and white barred back. The red belly is very faint and rarely noticed by observers. Northern flickers are an interesting woodpecker species. Although they are a woodpecker, this species is more often found on or near the ground foraging for insects. This species also displays different plumage between their eastern and western subspecies. In Iowa, we have the eastern subspecies, known as the yellow-shafted, for the yellow shafts that run through their wing and tail feathers. They also have a red triangle on their napes, and the males have a beautiful black mustache. They may be the most colorful woodpecker species that we see regularly in Iowa, with a more tan overall color and black striping and speckling on their back and breast, respectively. Our final species is the pileated woodpecker. This crow-sized woodpecker is by far the largest species in North America, only to be outdone by the now extinct ivory-billed woodpecker. Besides their obvious size and booming calls, this species is easily identified by their bright red cap that comes to a pointed crest. Their black and white alternating striped faces with a white stripe extending down their neck and into their large white wing patches. If you're not sure if pileatids inhabit your woodland, look for large rectangular holes that have been chiseled into dead or dying trees. These are their feeding holes, and no other species makes a hole quite like this one. That wraps up this episode of the Bird Nerd Podcast. As always, if you have questions, events, or topics that you would like for me to discuss, please reach out by email at arowphoto3@gmail.com. Paid subscribers on Substack also receive access to my chat page that is a great place to ask questions and interact with the Bird Nerd community. Also, make sure to subscribe to the newsletter to gain access to special giveaways from our sponsor, Birds and Beans Coffee. I'll be starting weekly giveaways of their frack packs, so make sure to subscribe to learn more on how to enter. I appreciate you listening to the podcast and for sharing it with any birdie friends you have. Good birding.